This is the Lorcin L380. These are glorified hand grenades, and if you shoot one, they're gonna explode in your hand. Now, hopefully, those stories aren't true. What is up, everybody, and welcome to a video that I am a little bit nervous to make. Today, I have what is unanimously agreed upon to be one of the worst guns ever made. This is the Lorcin L380, a gun manufactured by one of the original Ring of Fire companies. Now, real quick, before we get into this gun and why it's so bad, a little bit of brief history about this gun and guns like it. Back in the olden days, in 1968, the United States passed the Gun Control Act of 1968, which had a lot of effects, but one of the most important ones was it banned the imports of a lot of the expensive guns people were using here in America. Back in the 60s, if you wanted a cheap gun, it was pretty common to go get a Room or a Rome. I don't know, been a long time since I took German. But once all of those imported cheap guns were no longer an option, a true American businessman, George Jennings, decided to step in and fill that hole. And he made a company called Raven Arms that debuted their first gun as the MP25, a 25 caliber pistol that was made out of like melted down spoons. Really cheap junk metals like zinc alloys and stuff that guns shouldn't be made out of. And these guns sold millions. They were very popular, and other people seeing the success, they jumped in on it, and a bunch of companies formed around Los Angeles that would eventually become known as the Ring of Fire companies. Now, Lorcin was one of these companies, and the ATF, not a huge fan of them. If you've ever heard the term Saturday Night Special, these kinds of guns from these companies, this era, is what it refers to. Cheap guns that are poorly made with junk materials that are historically only used for one purpose, and it's not self-defense. Okay, these were throwaway guns, and the ATF did not like them because they were used for a lot of gang violence. And for once, it wasn't just the ATF being the ATF. These guns and their companies, they earned their reputation. To give you sort of an idea of what I'm talking about, in 1993, Lorcin, yeah, this gun brand that most of you have probably never even heard of, was the #1 manufacturer of pistols in the United States. #1. And then 3 years later, they filed for bankruptcy because they had so many lawsuits against them that they couldn't afford to fight them anymore. They're not great guns. And today, I have the honor of shooting one. Now, these guns, there's a bit of folklore behind them, if you will. If you Google Lorcin L380, you're gonna see a million stories about how these are glorified hand grenades, and if you shoot one, they're gonna explode in your hand. Now, hopefully, those stories aren't true. I've been doing some research, and from what I can tell, it shouldn't explode. It is made out of like fucking melted down chain link fences though, so no promises. There's kind of a running joke in the gun community that you are more safe in front of a Lorcin than you are behind it, because they jam so much they don't tend to go off when you want them to. They're more apt as a melee weapon than a firearm, or at least that's what the media wants you to think. We're gonna find out for certain. So we're gonna shoot this today, run it through some real tactical tests. Now, I haven't actually shot this yet, haven't really done anything with it yet besides clean it. I read online that if you dry fire it, the firing pin will just immediately break. So I have absolutely no sort of frame of reference for this gun, as I tend to do a lot on this channel, which is probably not a great idea. I'm going in sort of blind, so I guess we'll find out together. So as I'm loading this, I guess I can go through sort of my first impressions. Honestly, when I first saw this, I really thought it was pretty visually appealing. Sort of looks like something you'd see in a Bond movie almost. It's also extraordinarily heavy. I actually weighed this before I left today, and this gun, completely unloaded with no magazine in it or anything, is 900 grams. To give you a frame of reference, my SIG P365 fully loaded with 12 bullets is 680 grams, and this is chambered in a smaller caliber. So yeah, this thing, it's a hunk for sure. A lot of people actually just use them as paperweights. I'm pretty sure that's their intended purpose. But we're gonna be stupid today, and we're gonna shoot it. Now, I'm pretty sure when I bought this, I bought it as like a law enforcement issue retired model. I don't know what fucking podunk department was issuing Lorcins to their police officers, but hopefully it's all good, right? Surely. So this huge gray cloud just overcame our facility here as we're about to shoot this. Surely that's not a sign, right? It is the only gray cloud in the sky, but I mean, that's probably just coincidence, right? Okay, the winds are picking up. Man, I think I think this is the universe telling me to mag dump this bitch. We got the magazine seated. It's in there good. Good start, right? It's, that chamber? It's chambered. We're good. And it's cycled. That's what I like to see, baby. Look at us go. Not bad. All right, so honestly, first impressions are pretty solid. I was expecting that thing to turn into a nuclear bomb in my fingers, but really, it felt pretty solid. Didn't have any jams, which is what I was told would happen every single time I tried to shoot the gun. It's got a lot of weight to it, so there's really no felt recoil whatsoever. I'm gonna really try and inspect the gun, though, every time I shoot it, because all the horror stories I've read of it splitting down the middle, or like the slide becoming unseated and the barrel wiggling out, and just all kinds of crazy shit I've heard. But in communities, like the gun community, I think the bad always gets overstated. I feel like you see this a lot with stuff like High Point. Cheap guns get almost like a mythical status about them with how bad they are. So I'm curious to see how I feel about this gun at the end of the day. Alrighty, got another magazine loaded. Gonna see if I can hit some smaller targets. If I can't hit these targets, it's the gun's fault, okay? That's for certain. Always worried it's not gonna chamber. Damn it! Okay, so we were able to hit 2 of them, kind of. I don't have a whole lot of complaints with this thing yet. I got this for like $100 and I got 2 magazines with it and a holster. So that's like cheaper than a High Point. Probably not as well made as a High Point, if that's really a qualifier, but so far, no issues. All right, guys, so I put probably, I don't know, 50 or 60 rounds through it off camera, and not a single jam. Not a single issue. So I'm starting to wonder whether or not all this Lorcin hate is just a wives' tale. Not sure, but it feels pretty good in the hand. I mean, obviously, it's not the greatest trigger ever. The iron sights could be better, but overall, for $100, it's really not that bad. And I know the materials aren't great. Like, I know that in my head, but it doesn't really feel like that when you're shooting and handling it. I don't know, just so far, not a whole lot of complaints, really. The one thing I haven't done yet, though, is a mag dump. And I feel like this video really would not be complete without a mag dump. I think I owe it to you, the people, to dump this bitch out. So let's see how that goes. All right, so I'm pretty sure this thing is supposed to hold 7, but I've just been loading 6, and we're gonna keep it that way for the mag dump. So yeah, keep that in mind. Okay, that's a disgusting reset, and I'm not really realizing that until now. That would take some getting used to really dump this thing. I like it. All right, the more I think about it, the more I'm pretty certain the only true way to close this video out is to mag dump this thing until it jams. So let's see what happens first. Let's see if I jam first or if I run out of bullets. I think I only have like 80 left, so we'll see. That didn't really last long. It was the last bullet though, so technically, in a court of law, I could argue that wasn't a jam. We're gonna give it one more shot. Oh, sorry, it was just an acorn. This thing is invincible. All right, so this is mag dump number 10, and I feel like this is where I really am gonna start pushing the patience of my neighbors. So this is gonna be the last one, so let's see what happens. How do I buy stock in Lorcin? Well guys, what have we learned today? Me personally, I feel like I have learned that Lorcin is the best firearm manufacturer ever. Seriously though, brought about 180 rounds and only had 1 single jam, and that could probably be contributed to user error. You guys know that I like to get a little bit silly with it. So honestly, I'm pretty impressed here. I was told that if I brought this out and shot it, that every other round was gonna get jammed, and that's not what happened. I'm sure these guns are dog shit, like on paper. Okay, I'm not doubting that, but I feel like these guns sort of have gotten the high point treatment, where people who have never shot them have heard people say they're bad, so they just regurgitate it and say they're awful, they're terrible, they're gonna blow up. And eventually these have these like mythical status of not even being able to be operational as a gun. Like seriously, I'm very impressed and just very surprised, because if you Google Lorcin L380, all you're gonna see are forum posts saying how you're better off using it as a boat anchor or a paperweight. Damn, it's a really bad day to forget your dead cat, huh? There's gonna be a nader in these parts, I'm feeling. Oh yeah, just make the land more trashy. That's ideal. But seriously, like I was saying, until a future tornado interrupted me, if you Google these things and you go on forums, if you go on Reddit, people will say that you can't shoot them. It's not even worth your time. You're just gonna get angry. It's gonna be nothing but jams. It's gonna explode in your hand. And look, maybe I got the one Lorcin on the planet that works. I doubt it. It kind of makes me want to try out more of these Ring of Fire guns and see if this is all just sort of like folklore, or if I just managed to buy the only functioning Lorcin on the planet. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you have any sort of experiences with these kinds of guns, because now I'm pretty intrigued. And now that I have first-hand experience with it, I don't know, I feel like the internet is lying to me, and I didn't really know it was allowed to do that, so I feel betrayed. But I'm gonna get out of here before a fucking tornado takes me out of here. Let me know what you guys thought, and let me know what you want to see next. But yeah, that's really all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching.